ironically enough, one thing that I noticed about the history of the ladder match is the fact that not every one of the greatest ladder matches were for the World Heavyweight or WWE Championship. Some of the greatest ladder matches, ironically, took place for the Intercontinental Championship, and the very first ladder match was actually for the Intercontinental Championship at the 10th anniversary of WrestleMania from New York City, featuring HBK versus the bad guy Razor Ramon. That match was won by Razor Ramon after Shawn Michaels cut his foot up in the second rope, I do believe, and hung upside down for several minutes, allowing Razor Ramon to go on to become the undisputed Intercontinental Champion, capturing not one, but two titles. Interesting fact also was the original ladder match in 1994 was for not just one Intercontinental Championship, but for two, right around the time that Shawn Michaels and Razor Ramon both believed they were the undisputed Intercontinental Champion. I'm enjoying the angle of how Cody Rhodes is trying to restore some credibility to the Intercontinental title by bringing out the original Intercontinental Championship. I really wish WWE would bring back all the original titles, but they're not going that route with it. I approve of that angle 100%. I am enjoying it. But getting back to my original point here, I really think that the ladder match 2 is really going to put into perspective not only some of the greatest ladder matches of all time, but how dangerous the ladder match actually can be, because we've seen some pretty dangerous incidents occur from the ladder match. I've enjoyed watching the ladder matches that I've had the privilege of seeing. Some of my favorite ladder matches of all time definitely were the original ladder match from 1994, Razor Ramon and Shawn Michaels from WrestleMania 10. I enjoyed the WrestleMania 10 rematch, which took place over a year after the match at WrestleMania 10 took place at the 95 SummerSlam. That was won by Shawn Michaels, Razor Ramon and Shawn Michaels both winning a ladder match apiece. I've enjoyed seeing the Shawn Michaels-Bret Hart ladder matches. One ladder match that Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart actually had was for the Intercontinental Championship. Again, getting back to my original point of some of the best ladder matches being not for the WWE or World Heavyweight Championship, but for the Intercontinental title. I enjoyed the 3 Stages of Hell match, which the final match was a ladder match between Triple H and Shawn Michaels that saw Triple H win the World Heavyweight Championship. One of my favorite ladder matches of all time had to have been the TLC match from Unforgiven 2006 between John Cena and Edge. I've enjoyed many ladder matches. I've even enjoyed the ladder match that I saw many years ago between Christian and Edge, once again for the Intercontinental Championship. Getting back again to my original point of some of the best ladder matches not necessarily being for the World Heavyweight or WWE Championship, but it was for the Intercontinental title. And some of the best ladder matches weren't even for a title. One ladder match that I remember was a handicap match back at the King of the Ring of 1999 that saw Stone Cold Steve Austin put his half of control of the WWE up against both McMahons, Shane and Vince, in a 2-on-1 handicap match, and the winner of the ladder match was actually was going to be in full control of the WWE, and it was a match that featured a briefcase with a contract suspending above the ring. And it's ironic, some of the best matches haven't even been for championships. The ladder match is definitely shortened careers, and that's one thing that this DVD and Blu-ray is going to take a look at. And it's hosted by one of the most influential superstars who made the ladder match have the reputation that it has nearly 20 years after it debuted. I think that not every ladder match can be included definitely on a ladder match or a ladder match 2 DVD or Blu-ray. If you were to take a look at every ladder match and have audio commentaries and interviews included, we'd have a DVD set that would probably be the length of 7 DVDs or 7 or 8 Blu-rays. Probably not as many Blu-rays or as DVDs because of the length and capacity of a Blu-ray over a DVD, but I think that we would have a lengthy DVD set, perhaps the most lengthy DVD set of all time. It's a more known match than Elimination Chamber matches. It's a more known match than a cage match. Although a cage match has been around longer, it doesn't necessarily have to be about how old the match is to provide us with some of the best. I think that a ladder match ever since 1994 has not only provided us with some memorable matches, but it's provided us and created for us some of the most memorable superstars of all time. Shawn Michaels, Razor Ramon, Bret Hart, Edge, Christian, who definitely gained a reputation for the match. I mean, Edge was undefeated for several years because of a TLC match. Nobody was able to beat him in a TLC match, and for many years, because of that reputation he gained, from the ladder match. He definitely made created one of the most memorable singles careers, and had a undefeated streak at WrestleMania. He went several years before being defeated by The Undertaker in a undefeated streak versus undefeated streak match at WrestleMania back in 2008. I think the ladder match is probably one of the main reasons. I think because of the performances we have seen from superstars in the past that they have given us in ladder matches ever since 1994. It's because of those performances that have carved these superstars and given them their reputation they have worked so hard to earn in the business. I think that if it wasn't for the ladder match, Shawn Michaels probably wouldn't have went on to become a 5-time or 4-time world champion. We wouldn't have seen people like Edge have such a phenomenal singles career. We wouldn't have seen people like Bret Hart have the reputation he has. It seems like ladder matches have definitely, provided us with some phenomenal superstars, and it's because of their performances in that match that they are the superstars and the legends that they are today. Not only the fact that we've seen some tremendous singles ladder matches, we have seen some phenomenal tag team matches as well. I mean, if it weren't for the ladder match, we wouldn't have seen such a phenomenal tag team come through the doors of the WWE like the Hardy Boys, who both went on to have phenomenal singles careers after a phenomenal and fantastic multi-time tag team championship reign. The ladder match definitely brought the best out of Edge and Christian and the Hardys, who definitely made the TLC match since its debut have the reputation that it has today. I don't think that the WWE has ever looked back at the history of a ladder match or a TLC match without including matches involving the Hardys or Christian and Edge. I think that, the ladder match, too, is definitely going to take a look at that. It's definitely going to include some of the best matches given to us from the Hardy Boys and Edge and Christian. But I think that it's going to definitely get across a point, and the 2 points that I think the ladder match 2 is going to get across is just how dangerous the match is and what kind of superstars have been created from the ladder match. I saw the trailer that they put together for the Blu-ray and DVD. It looks enticing. It's enticing enough for even me to go out and buy it because I was a fan of the ladder match. Nothing beats the 90s ladder matches we've seen from 1994, I would say until 1999 at least, because I'll include The Rock versus Triple H again for the Intercontinental Championship at the 1998 SummerSlam. That was main evented by The Undertaker and Stone Cold Steve Austin. Again, another classical ladder match given to us for the Intercontinental Championship. Let's go back over the history of the ladder match, starting with 1994, to just really put into perspective my original point of some of the best ladder matches being for the IC title rather than the World or WWE Championship, starting with 1994. WrestleMania 10, Razor Ramon versus Shawn Michaels, not for one, but 2 Intercontinental Championships. We had a ladder match between Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart that was available for the first time on a Coliseum home video release called The Most Unusual Matches Ever, that actually features some commentary from Lord Alfred Hayes, God rest his soul, between Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels again for the Intercontinental Championship. The 1998 SummerSlam Intercontinental Championship ladder match between the defending champion The Rock and Triple H. Triple H went on to win the Intercontinental Championship for a multeenth time over The Rock, one of the greatest Rock Triple H matches of all time. You could have as many WWF Championship matches as you wanted back in the 90s, but the best Rock Triple H match had to have been when DX and the Nation were feuding, and it all culminated with Triple H winning the Intercontinental Championship. And that same year, the Generation X left SummerSlam with a lot of championships. I think every member of DX that year following that event had a tag team, had a championship. I mean, the New Age Outlaws left with the tag team championships. We had the Intercontinental Championship won by Triple H, and I believe X-Pac had the European Championship at the end of the event. By the end of the night, DX had every championship they had competed for at SummerSlam. They were covered in gold, kind of like how Evolution left Armageddon in 2003 with every championship. So I think the ladder match has definitely not only provided us with so many wonderful superstars and wonderful matches, but it's also determined the direction of the company, because ladder matches have definitely been a decisive factor for years. And ladder matches have also seen careers come to an end. Another match just came to my mind, Chris Jericho versus Chris Benoit, again for the Intercontinental Championship. I believe that match took place at the 2001 Royal Rumble, and I do believe it was a ladder match. That Royal Rumble that night was actually won by Stone Cold Steve Austin. I think he won his third Royal Rumble match on that night too. So I think that the ladder matches definitely involve some really phenomenal superstars. Again, Chris Jericho could have been a superstar that gained his reputation from a ladder match. The Money in the Bank ladder matches are also a match that need to be included on this DVD. I think the Money in the Bank ladder match should have its own DVD separate from ladder matches, but definitely the Money in the Bank ladder match is definitely a chapter in its own right to what a ladder match has really meant out of this business. Winners like Edge, CM Punk winning it twice, Rob Van Dam, of course, launching WWE's latest reincarnated version of ECW back in '06. We've had so many phenomenal Money in the Bank winners. Newer stars like Jack Swagger have won this ladder match. Daniel Bryan, one of the most phenomenal talents to come out of the independents and Ring of Honor. Alberto Del Rio, you've seen what the Money in the Bank ladder match has done for his career, and it was an idea that was presented by one of the people who competed in that ladder match back at the 2001 Royal Rumble with Benoit. It was an idea presented by Raw General Manager by Chris Jericho, acting Raw General Manager at the time. Chris Jericho and Eric Bischoff kind of modified his idea. The idea for the Money in the Bank ladder match, the MITB, was presented to Raw General Manager Bischoff by Chris Jericho, who's competed in many phenomenal ladder matches. Eddie Guerrero versus Rey Mysterio from SummerSlam of 2005, a SummerSlam that was actually main evented by Hulk Hogan and Shawn Michaels and featured championship matches involving JBL, Batista, John Cena, and again Chris Jericho. And some wrestlers who are no longer with us have competed in phenomenal ladder matches. Eddie Guerrero